All right, hey, welcome guys to the short presentation on setting your New Year's goals. What a year 2020 has been, has it not? So happy New Year. It's coming up real soon. If you're watching this presentation here at the end of December here, it's just about before Christmas at the time of this recording, and it is a snowstorm happening outside of my window here in Minnesota. We're supposed to get about 9 inches of snow. So I'm glad that you are spending some time with me today to talk about nailing down your New Year's goals and what steps you need to take to make that happen. And regardless of what your goal is, the purpose is with the hopes of improving your life into the new year. Goals and resolutions can come in many shapes and forms, so be sure to reflect and be honest with yourself when setting your goals. So let's make this happen. Here we go. So 7 reasons why most people can't stick to their goals. Number 1, people don't want to go it alone. Getting support means that you don't say empty words to yourself, but rather become accountable to a friend or relative for your intentions. It's good to surround yourself with people who will inspire you, who have similar goals as you. And be sure to stay away from those negative people who will drain you emotionally and mentally. I know we all have them. So even if they say they're willing to be your partner in the same goal you want to achieve, you probably want to keep those negative people out of your life. So number 2, too lofty in your goals. What does that mean? Some of our goals are so lofty that we know we won't be able to complete our goals. Many of us are guilty of thinking, quote unquote, too big, making it almost impossible to meet our goals. It's a good idea to examine your resolutions. Check whether they are things you really want for yourself, that you did not commit to them just because someone was expecting you to, or you thought that was what you were supposed to do. So number 3, giving up too easily. It could be that you just lose interest in your goal. Many people set goals with a genuine belief that they will accomplish them, and come February, the excitement of the new year and its promises are over, and they no longer feel as passionate about their goals. And before long, they don't even remember them. So to this end, maybe you should set some benchmarks throughout the year, keeping yourself on track with smaller benchmarks to give you some momentum. So tick off the smaller goals along the way to get you to that bigger goal. Number 4, look at your time management. It also happens that when you look at your goal, you realize it will never fit into the time slot you have allocated for it. So maybe you need to break your goal up into some manageable time frames similar to that above. So make daily habits where you spare some minutes every day dedicated to your goals. And then you won't just throw the towel in when you see the huge time frame the goal might require. 5, some of your goals may not financially be viable. Many people give up on their dreams and goals when it dawns on them that they might have to fork out more money than they anticipated. So, for example, those membership fees at the gyms suddenly seem way out of your reach, and you find yourself saying, I'll start next year rather. But you also need to realize that you can achieve goals without the expense. Instead of forking out for the gym, you could run around the block for a few times, or, depending on where you're at. If you're in Minnesota right now, running around the block may not be possible because it's snowing. 6, making unrealistic goals. You need to set goals that are truly achievable in the right time frame so that you don't make excuses for not completing anything. So resolutions aren't always easy because they require changes in behavior. So lots of us don't want to admit to the fact that our laundry list requires quite a lot of change. And a good idea is to pick up just one goal that you really believe in and then that you can really achieve, and then stick with that one. So it's far better to succeed at the smaller, more manageable tasks than the bigger, loftier ones. A plan of action is required. So remember that the best goals are the ones that actually include a plan of action. Many people fail just because they don't have a plan of action to really achieve their dreams. So create a plan, breaking the end goal down into smaller weekly goals where you are actually working towards something. And achieving something each day is better to get you closer to the end, the desired result. So some tips on creating your New Year's goals. So be honest with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself because often we commit to things just because we think we should, that others are watching us. And don't waste your time on that thinking, because you are only setting yourself up for a disappointment. And you need to make goals and resolutions that you truly want to achieve, where you actually put a plan of action in place. And quit pondering on what you have not accomplished and look at what you want to accomplish ahead. So believe that you can do it, and congratulating yourself, even rewarding yourself. That boosts your motivation to keep going. And keep your future in mind. If your goals are ones that are bringing you closer to the goal posts, then they are truly worth sticking with. Keep in mind the image of where you want to ultimately be. That means adding to your life positively, not taking away negativity, any negative things. So instead of deciding that you're going to stop eating processed foods, rather say you're going to eat healthy foods from now on. And that way thinking adds more positivity into the future. Also add a good behavior than trying to stop bad behavior. In doing so, the good behaviors will eventually replace the bad ones. So create some good habits for keeping your goals. When your goals have all been set up, it is important not to push them to the back of your mind. So keep them in the front of your mind, list them in your diary or journal or planner, and keeping these good habits leads you to the final goalposts and embed them into your daily schedule. So it's starting small, every day working on a little bit of the big goal, ingraining the small habits into your life until they're fully ingrained and you are automatically in the habit of that new goal. So don't tackle the final goal in one big chunk, which will leave you feeling exhausted and disappointed and resentful, and where you feel you just want to give up. So just do your goals in little chunks versus one big chunk. So you may be asking, why is it important to set goals? So setting goals means taking control of your life. That's what it comes down to it. So when you set goals for yourself, thinking about where you are going, what you want to achieve, and you kind of break free from your autopiloted life and start living a life that you consciously create for yourself. So you no longer let other people tell you what to do. You are proactively taking charge and thinking about what you want for your very own self. And who doesn't want that? And it also gives you maximum results. If you set goals for yourself, then you will do the very best you can to achieve it. So creating a goal pushes you to create an action plan to achieve it. So Richard Branson said, there's just one simple action that helped him to make him into a safe, self-made billionaire. And what it was writing his goals down. So if you don't write your ideas down, they can leave your head and your heart before you even leave the room. So during the process of goal setting, you have to answer one very important question. What do you want from life? And we all know by now that goals gives us focus. Life's purpose will give a general direction of where you need to go, but it is the goals that give you the focus on where to spend your time and energy on. And not only that, setting goals makes you accountable. You become accountable when you have goals, because now, instead of just the talk, you are obliged to act. Even though you have made yourself accountable by telling friends and family of your plans, you are still accountable only to yourself, not anyone else. Setting specific targets puts your life on track, and if it isn't, you know you need to do something about it. And also, goals help motivate you. When you set your goals, you connect into your innermost desires. They motivate you, giving you something to strive for. It is actually very powerful when you have something to work towards, particularly when you are not in such a good place at that moment in time. Having goals reminds you to move away from the negative obstacles and reconnect with those innermost desires. It was Henry Ford who said that obstacles in life are the frightening things that you see when you have taken your eyes off the goal. And it makes you the best you can be to live your best life. Goals help you reach your highest potential. Without any goals, you just do the daily activities that keep you going each day, like being in a rut. You are prevented from growing, denying yourself the privilege of tapping into your full potential. Goals and targets make you venture into new places, new situations. And when you set a goal, you are kind of ensuring that you will not settle for anything less than what you desire. So, here's something to remember. All who have accomplished great things have had a great aim. They have fixed their gaze on a goal which was high, one which sometimes seemed impossible. Orson Swett Martin. So I just want to thank you for watching this short presentation on goals and creating the best goals in the new year. So the next step is to write down your goals. So with this, make sure you have either an actual paper journal, piece of paper of some sort, sticky note where you can see it and reread it every day when you first wake up and before you go to bed, and purposely set a time where you can think of your goals for the new year. So your goals should be something that makes you want to wake up in the morning with excitement and love. So I believe in you. Let's do this. Cheers to your bright, happy future ahead. So if you have any questions, I'm here for you. You can contact me anytime here through social media or here at the